They don't reattach.
Oh, wow.
Unless they were able to find the toes.
Yeah, they had the toes when we got there in a cup,
Gotcha.
and they said, here they are. They got ready to transport. So from the nail bed toward the foot, were in the cup. When they got ready to transport, they walked up to Gary and said, here you go.
Oh,
And it was
wow.
from the nail out. And Gary went, okay.
You know, sometimes it just doesn't get a toe hold on something.
But I mean, the thing is, everybody said, well, he was probably looking, he was sitting here like this on his phone.
He's on his phone.
The whole time. That's right.
I told him this time when we traded his wife in.
His adrenaline was probably still going.
Oh, yeah.
I've been digging. That's like the guy that, we ran, I think it was before you got here. He cut off like 3 of his fingers.
Oh, no, it was a table saw or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All over there.
Red bud or something.
We were out in the bay cleaning up the truck and getting everything ready. Somebody said something, oh, we're gonna have dinner. I said, oh, we're gonna have some finger.
Yes, sir. All right.
Yeah.
Only was a little hot dog.
Yeah, that's the video I saw.
He gets like.
They're 3-year-olds.
I'll find a video.
So,
Somebody made an inappropriate joke with that kid, and I thought it was pretty funny.
Remember the, do you remember the football line conversation?
I didn't say anything.
Okay.
I was actually getting ready to commend him about talking about saying something.
oh, he's got another life.
I didn't say a word.
Got a cat
I don't know what you're talking jokes about.
Electrical hazard from the 18-wheeler, pulled some wires in.
That's less than ideal.
It's all cable and telephone.
Yeah.
Electrical hazard there.
Unless they broke the power pole, it's all okay.
Got it down now.
I'm not super.
Trained professional. So here, I'll put what our dispatch sounds like. This is what my firehouse alerting and everything sounds like. That would stress me out.
Just whisper and say you have.
It's like you saw Mary Blue Gun.
Honey.
On the call.
Someone's dead, go help them.
We used to have bells in our firehouse that would spark
Help for them.
and take your heart rate from 0 to 300, and it would stay there. And then
Because I've got one of the amplifiers in my house for the vinegar pager, and so during the day, the
Oh, there
pager
it
sits
goes.
in there, and I turn the volume all the way up, crank it wide open, so that way I hear it throughout the house. But there's some nights where I forget to turn it down, and it goes off in the middle of the night.
Yes.
Oh my God, I jump out of bed.
Oh, we get a car?
well, it'll only take about 30 seconds. Usually somebody, we're all, the entire city of Indianapolis is on the same one. So like, all the departments, they're all there, so we all have the same dispatch channel.
Walk all by the semi-truck, get some wires, pull them down, one is parked in the roadway, all
Shishi or whatever her name is. Dispatch
Yeah, Rikishi. Engine, one, truck, one.
That's it. You've heard it, Digital Debbie is what I call
Wake
her.
County.
Yeah, Wake County.
Her name's like Rikishi or Shaniqua.
Locution.
Oh, Locution.
Locution.
But you can get the British chick though. There's a British lady that voice that's on there, and then
Yeah, when I set it up in Jacksonville, I did that, I think it was too
Oh,
funny.
here we go.
that's a fire.
465 South Party.
South side. Probably PI.
Fill the box.
This report possibly maybe a semi that turned over, possible semi turned over.
There's a party.
Yeah, that's the same, but like ours, got down the road.
Yeah, see, in Jacksonville, when they heard that British accent, they probably, hey, bud.
All right, we'll get moving, then we'll turn that on later.
But there was, you could adjust the speed of how she talked, and yeah, the default out of the box was too fast, we had to slow the speed.
So you have to slow it down here too.
I don't know where the hell they got that, but
You have to slow it.
so you know your schedule.
They should have like
And then her pronunciations and things.
Oh, that's all right. I don't interrupt my trumpets.
Like how you need
Well, I
to
understand that, bro.
pronounce.
I know.
Oh, it's all right. I'll get home whenever.
Wrinkleberg.
I'm not hurt. It's only 10 hours. It's all good.
He'd be everywhere. She said.
All right, so here's the things that we can do to make our lives a little better. And in this section of the class, we're going to talk about things from like decon, eating healthier,
Her hands the wrong way on the
Drinking
line.
Yeah, drinking in moderation, which is good. Doing some physical fitness, UV protection, don't smoke, all these things. And then just wear your mask. We talk about some different things, but wearing your mask and using your mask. That is just, I can't stress those things enough. Here's another part that was given to me that I really wish I'd known some years ago. Along with talking about, you guys here in Carborough are going to be using this program here soon, which this book, I don't work for fire engineering or any of them or anything, and I hate reading with a passion, but I've read most of this book, and it is absolutely amazing, and I think it needs to be implemented in every fire curriculum known to man in the United States. Talking about air management and how to use our air is important, and this book is amazing, and that program is amazing about that. So, thanks for the prop, Chief, or Cap. And the other thing, and it talks about the rule of air management, so anybody tell me what that is, just off the top of your head? I just briefly touch on it, and then you guys will get more to it, but so in the back row, if you guys go have a fire today, as far as it comes to like your SCBA and your smoke, or like and air management, when do you say, hey, it's time to go? It's time to leave, we need to go outside. As far as the level of air in your bottle, where do you say that? What level is too low for you? Not a trick question, I'm just asking.
No, we just know the S&P on this now. So it's,
He's asking the truth, when do you do it?
Yeah, the truth.
You want the, like.
I want reality.
Well,
No,
just be
I want
honest, you
reality.
wait for the
When
bell
you
to
start
go
banging.
off.
When your bell starts hitting, what about you guys? I know what yours is now.
It's supposed to be before the bell goes off. The actual number, I can't remember because we just.
Right, but supposed to be before the bell goes off. When I was taught,
But real world answer.
Oh, and the bell goes off. And that just got recorded.
yeah, but that's what most people.
I was just wanna see if you'd lie, 'cause I've been
Oh,
on
absolutely
fire
not.
so I know.
But that's when most of the people will
Go get
do
another
that.
bottle, be right back.
And so manufacturers were starting to see that, and we were getting people hurt because we're staying in too long, we're running out of air, we're choking to death, things like that. So in new air packs, they've actually upped that time for the bell to go off. Instead of being the last 25% of your bottle, they bumped it up to a third.
See, you shouldn't have told people that. I just stayed there longer.
But you know, that's what got,
Don't do
Captain
it
Bell in
with
trouble
ours,
with
ours ain't
Asheville,
simple.
North Carolina, because, you know, in our cookie cutter residential structure fires, you know, it's okay, we can typically see, or we've got a means of egress, you know, wherever we're at in the structure. But that sometimes we take that mentality and do the same thing when we're in
Big
a
boxes.
larger commercial type structure, and that's what happened with Captain Bell, and they kinda treated it the same way, and they ran out of air, and then that's when we get out.
We did a little experiment when I was a training officer. I didn't say this last 2 days, but I'm gonna tell you guys today. Same thing. We had a senior assisted living, and I told the fire chief and the ops chief and the train chief at the time that was my boss. I said, "This place burns today. We're gonna kill a bunch of firefighters." We go, "Nah, we'd be good." Okay, watch. Come with me. So we go, and what I had them do, all I had them do was go in the lower section of this area. That there's a staircase right here, it goes up outside. That's all I have to do. So just go down there and search that area. They think it's going to be a RIT drill and everything, so I got a RIT team standing by and also. I said, just do what you would do if you were assigned search today. That's all I'm asking. You got to break some, we'll figure it out later. They got to check, but they figure it out. Whatever it is. All right. So they go down here. And they start searching. They treat it like it's a house. We killed 80% of the people there that day. 80% would have died. I guarantee you. Because they ran out of air. When did they start coming back out? When that bell hit. And they got about, and then I had some of them start searching on the way back while they're coming out instead of leaving. Very few go, well, I need air. And until it starts sucking their mask. And then it got exciting and animated and what would happen in a fire and stuff. So I was like, we have to look at how we manage our air. Look at the box that's there. Look at what's going for you. When do you call your maydays for your people to come get you to give you some air? That's up to y'all to decide. When do you ask your buddy for his buddy line? You know, all these things is stuff to do ahead of time a little bit and practice it so that when it happens, it's automatic. All right, so moving along. That's one thing. Rule of air management is when you leave, have some type of sizable air supply. This is the challenge that I talked to you guys about. So there is, on this wallet, wait for it, 10 grand of my wife's hard-earned credit that because nothing is mine anymore, that I'm willing to spend. This is part one of the challenge. is when you leave your next fire, so far, I can't tell you how much money I've spent, but it's been a lot on beverages. Okay, so I will buy you a beverage of your choice if you get to Indianapolis. But, so leave your next fire with some type of sizable air supply that you don't have to roll the dice and that your bell's not ringing when you get outside and it gets real close. Okay, that's part one. And I know that when I'm asking you to do this or to even try it is a tough sell. But the argument I want to give y'all is, what are they going to do with this little small house when we're done with it? They're going to tear it down. Now, you can extend your bottle time. I'm totally cool with taking a risk because we got to go get a grad. Totally fine with that. That is why she pays us, or pays you guys, to take calculated risk and calculate chances. We sign our name on that dotted line. Somebody's kid's in there, somebody's parents in there, and we can save that life. You bet your rear end I'm gonna risk everything we got to do that. That's what we get paid to do. And I'm totally cool with that. But just for once everything's done, there's no life hazard or anything like that, just to extend our time in there to do overhaul and stuff, there's no reason to do that. Come out, change your bottle, get back in there, go have a good time. Okay, that's totally cool. So that's part one. Part two is wear your mask long enough that when you're in there overhauling, with a rule of thumb, using common sense, because I know it gets hot down here, and I know after our second and third bottles, what's our work output do? Tanks, right? We're flipping tired. I get it. I'm there with you. So, but wear your mask long enough that when you come out and you blow your nose, that you blow clear boogies. You ever notice you blow your nose, they're black? You get headaches, like right here. I get mine like right flipping here, just at the top of my nose. It just kills me if I've inhaled a lot of smoke. You guys ever notice that your food tastes different if you got any time on the job? That it takes more salt, more pepper. When I go to B-Dubs, which to me is the best restaurant known to man, even better than that train station barbecue, which by the way, I will drive the 10 hours just to eat that place again. But I love me some B-Dubs, Buffalo Wild Wings. When I first started eating that 20 years ago, when I was 20 years old, the mild sauce would almost burn me. Now the hot sauce I think is Kool-Aid. So things change over the years. It's those little exposures that change your senses in your mouth and your throat and things like that that will change things for you. You can go to a firehouse and see who the most seasoned people are, no pun intended, because they're like dumping everything on their food, 50 pounds of salt or all those crazy things. So try wearing your mask a little longer next time, so when you breathe, when you blow your nose or clear boogies. I don't want evidence, okay? Don't mail me the evidence. Don't want it. But you get the FDIC, you can find me at almost every Pacer game sitting in section 223, row 1. That's poor man seats for common people. And I will buy you a $9 beer or something if you go to those games, because that's what they dang near cost up there. But I will happily do that. But try that and see if when you get back, that you recover quicker, because you will. I taught this in some very old school, very traditional city of Indianapolis firehouses, as well as my own. And even to 30 and 40-year people on the job. And they even tried it and said, I feel a little better. And that's, like, we're firefighters, we're set in our ways. I'm not going to tell you you have to do it. It's just something to try. You don't like it? Don't like it. But you know what's in that smoke for you guys to breathe. And that's one extra layer of protection for you guys and gals to go home to your families. Because they do love you. And if they don't, I will. I'll come down here and hang out with you. All right? So that's some of the stuff we can do. Now, it's kind of cool. I got a fire chief in the room. This comes from Atlanta. Chief Williams, try and think if you had to be this fire chief and be put into this situation, or you're an officer, right? Okay, or Cap, or Cap over there, or LT. Think if you were the fire chief being put in the situation that some of these fire chiefs are being put in. All right. I tried that. Yeah, that didn't work, so we gotta do it this way. There will be a short ad I can't get past here. We have to watch the ad. It'll be like Kelly or somebody. She's pretty though. Wait for it.
This is Brooks Yard with ugly bear spots. But Scott's Easy Seed changes.
Oh, this is a different one.
Our finest grass, plus Green Star fertilizer and natural super absorbent mulch. Grow grass anywhere, guaranteed. This is a Scott's Yard.
In a CBS 46 exclusive, a silent killer is stealing the men and women who risk their lives for us.
As we told you last week, firefighters are developing cancer at an alarming rate, likely because they're exposed to harmful chemicals. Tonight, CBS 46 investigative reporter Jeff Chirico exposes how Metro Atlanta fire chiefs are failing to protect the firefighters who protect all of us.
Higher.
The doctor was already calling me, telling me I need to come in.
I knew something was wrong.
We started talking about treatment plans.
Firefighter after firefighter getting sick.
Fatigue, lump in my throat, night sweats.
I didn't feel right, and I ignored it for a long time.
Cancer stealing lives long after the flames go out.
There is no cancer awareness in Firefighter 101. Unfortunately, it's not something that's talked about in the fire service.
And often not dealt with. How can you allow that to continue? It may seem strange, typically healthy men and women developing certain cancers up to twice as often as the rest of us. That's what a recent CDC study found. Why? The toxic soup firefighters work in, of course, but also the unseen dangers lurking in the fire stations themselves.
We do everything that we can to protect ourselves when we go out to these incidents, but we're not doing it in our station life.
A husband and father of two, Jason Trotter, was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma last year. He's worked out of Station 21 in Fairburn for 8 years. Our visit found the station fails to meet national safety standards to protect firefighters from cancer. The station only has fans instead of diesel exhaust systems to keep firefighters from breathing in the carcinogens that spew from the engine into the bay.
The standard is to remove all diesel without any type of residue or any type of exhaust. And we try to do that as best we can with the system we currently have in place.
Have you been able to prove whether you're doing that?
Well, we haven't had the station tested, no.
We also found gear hanging within feet of the trucks, exposed to diesel emissions and damaging UV rays. Standards call for gear to be stored separately, like it is at this newer Woodstock station, built to meet more current standards.
Well, it's like 3 separate buildings right here.
Here, the bay, gear storage room, and living area are all in separate buildings connected through doors.
It's a separated building.